are manipulators and abusers and users trying to determine who's good prey. Let's talk about it. Uh, a lot of times they're going off of what they can see. Okay, keywords, what they can see. Now, just being a nice, kind person can make you largely susceptible to drawing in these energies, period. All right. So if you are a giving person, doesn't mean a pushover, but if you are kind, doesn't mean without boundaries. I'm just saying, if you just generally have these type of traits, you can expect in your life to be attracting these manipulators and takers, which is, you know, largely why you should be always working to increase your emotional maturity. Because I'm not telling you not to be a kind person. I'm not telling you to not still be generous, but, you know, with boundaries. You're going to be kind to who you should be kind to. You're going to be generous to who you should be generous to. You know, point blank, period. All right? You don't have to change who you are. Just use it wisely so that it's not, you know, this is energy ultimately that you're giving over when you're giving it. And you want to make sure you're handing it off to the right sources and not the kind that are just going to use it for bad, use it for negativity, take advantage of it, not appreciate it, and just, you know, make it to your detriment. All right. So yeah, they're just looking with their own eyes. They're like, oh, they're nice and kind. They seem generous. Let me see what I can get. You know, let me see just how nice they are. But if you take that in off of nice, it becomes ice, baby. So what they often, when they're fucking around and finding out, is that, yeah, I am nice, but there's a boundary with that. There's common sense with that. You know, it has to make sense. The math should be math in here. All right. Another thing is they find strength in numbers. That's why, you know, you see these smear campaigns and they try to gang stock and get as many people involved as they can. So if they see you seemingly on an island, you know, maybe you're a loner, maybe you're introverted because you've been through abuse or because you've been in toxic situations, or maybe it's just your personality. Maybe you don't need as much human interaction, and say any, but as much. Maybe you've had to distance yourself from your family and friends, or you know, demote people you thought were friends down to associates or nothing. Okay. So for instance, like in a domestic violence situation, and this guy is trying to pick a girl to do this to. Oh, she's fatherless. Oh, she doesn't have a brother or uncle. Oh, so if I do something to her, who's going to protect her? Who's going to save her? You know, but he's not considering things as though you can't protect yourself. You can't save yourself. Oh, but because you're kind and nice, you must be weak and timid. You must be gullible. So, you know, the way that they're connecting these dots, and a lot of times empaths are given the benefit of the doubt. So you may seem like prey if you are patient with people's bullshit. Oh wow, I've been able to do this 1, 2, I've been able 3, 4, I've been able to let them down that many times. Oh, this is prey. I can turn it up. I can do more. I can, you know, this person is gonna always try to see the best in me. So, you know, not being realistic is another reason why someone can see you as a prey. And they may misread you because, you know, again, they're not you, but their ego will tell them that you're easy prey. Because if you've manipulated hundreds of people or whatever, this routine has worked so many times, you get really egotistical, like, nobody could take me down, nobody could stop me, I'm just too smart, I'm just too good. And that's when they fuck around and find out. You know, you could be dealing with a person that says less. You know, they see more and say less. See, they say more and see less ultimately, because they can be very short-sighted in that kind of way. But, you know, just simply misreading you. Just like I said earlier, misreading your kindness. Misreading the fact that you like to keep your circle small. You know, underestimating your ability to be able to protect yourself. All right. And sometimes they thinking you're easy prey because this is down the rabbit hole. They are literally projecting their negative qualities onto you. So they're not even seeing you correctly, because sometimes it's like the math don't be mathing. It's like, wait a minute, you could meet, let's for instance, this person meets you in your strength. You're doing well. You continue to do well. You're in your power, but yet this person thinks and wants to convince others that this is a mask, that this isn't true, this isn't who you are, you know, and it's a projection that's going on in these type of situations. They're refusing to see your strength. They're refusing to see your beauty, your powerfulness, and, you know, whatever your promotions are, your growth in life, they're refusing to see it. But here's the thing, just because they're projecting and refusing to see these things, it doesn't mean that it isn't the actual reality. Like, you could reject reality all day long, but baby, it's going to happen. Maybe not in your head, but for the rest of the world, it's going to happen. Projecting, oh my God, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And probably by the time you guys see this video, there will be a video either following it or already up on projecting, and I highly, you know, recommend you guys go ahead and look at that. It's should be a mental illness, but it is very contorted, is that a word? But yeah, it's very sick. It's very sick how people project, and they're in these denials, and they create these illusions, and, you know, they're not even seeing things clearly. They're not even seeing things clearly. You know, it's like two people recanting a situation, and one person's in the reality of it, and they're recanting it, and they're actually saying what actually happened. And the other person, you ask them to recant the same thing. They were in the same place, pretty much had the same perspectives, and they're saying something completely opposite. So projection is a real thing. But as long as you are, you know, solid in who you are, no one can project their lies on you. No one can tell you something that you're not. You shouldn't be receiving that and claiming that if you know otherwise. Okay? Ooh, child. But the projecting part of thinking people are easy prey, or maybe they see something in you of where they were at a certain part of their journey before they decide to just give into the dark side or whatever, maybe. Yeah. But it's still projecting. All right. And the other thing about being a loner, it's a whole lot of stuff around you that they probably just don't see, you guys. They don't understand that you're God's child. Yes, this channel believes in a God. Okay? And if you don't, you can go ahead and not be around here unless you're trying to convert. You can be open-minded. Okay. You can stick around. All right. I don't play that around here. But yeah, they might not be seeing that you're God's child, that you have ancestors. Yes, there's a spiritual realm. You have guardian angels. All of this, you guys. So the audacity, like, you could be seemingly sitting on an island and you have a massive force on the spiritual realm that is fighting for you and protecting you and keeping you safe and giving you downloads and triggering your intuitions in a way that they know would get to you. So, you know, it's a lot. They're trying to see with their eyes, and it's very shallow, you know, because they're not very spiritual. So they're not even, you know, they might not even believe in it, you know. So either way, just as we talked about, just because someone sees you as prey, it doesn't mean that you are, especially if you're here on this channel, sharpening your emotional maturity and keeping it real with yourself and allowing yourself to see things for what it is. All right, you're nobody's prey. Okay? Nobody's. And that's that. So if they gotta fuck around and find out, let them. Okay? See you in the next video.